Three. All right, welcome everybody. This is Dawn Weathewax, the proud owner of Sports Nutrition to Go and Dawn Weatherwax's Sports Nutrition Academy. And today our topic on the Food for Speed podcast is Fueling the Dream, an interview with a swimmer on their sports nutrition and testing. And welcome, Libby. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's great to be here, and I'm super excited for this podcast. So,
good job. And I'm excited to have you and to share your story with us. So welcome aboard.
Yes, thank you.
All right, you guys. So we're going to get started right away. What was the main reason you decided to come, Libby, to Sports Nutrition to Go?
Okay, so I have two main reasons. The first reason is because, well, I'm a swimmer if you didn't know already. But the first reason was because I was feeling super fatigued and tired in practice, and it would be so hard to just get through practice every day. And then the second reason was up until my junior year, I noticed that I just kind of wasn't really gaining a lot of muscle. So the main reason why I decided to get in contact with Dawn and start sports nutrition and testing is because I wanted to feel less tired, and I also wanted to build muscle mass. So those were probably the two main reasons.
And then after doing the assessment with us, you came in for the 90-minute assessment, which, to clarify what that is, we measure her metabolism so we know exactly what she's burning. We do a body composition to, know what your lean weight is. Lean weight dictates the minimum amount of protein you need, and then goals around the lean weight. Lean weight is everything but fat, but the other thing about lean weight is muscle. So this is the bod pod. And then we do the muscle sound that measures the fuel in the muscle. And that dictates how much you're eating, if it's enough. And then it also distinguishes quality. What did you think after that 90-minute assessment? What was the first, 30-day goal that you were striving for? And then what was more like, 5 to 6 months later, the end goal?
Okay. Well, to give a little context, I wasn't really eating anything that was really healthy. I was eating a lot of bland, sugary stuff. So the first goal for like the first 30 days was to, get me eating healthier proteins, fats, carbs, healthier fruits and vegetables, and then cut down on the sugar. And then from those results that I got, we noticed that my percent body fat was a little bit high, and my lean muscle mass was a little bit low. So for a 9-month period, I would say our goals were to lower the percent body fat and gain more lean muscle. So those were kind of the goals going into it. And then, going into the meeting, I kind of had a really open mind, and then coming out of the meeting with all the information I got, I wasn't super surprised with my results because I knew what I was eating wasn't really that great. And then from the information Dawn gave me, and where we were heading, I just came out feeling super positive and just excited to start my journey. So, yeah.
And for fun, because I always tell people to be brutally honest, was there anything on the negative component when you left the office that day and going, okay, what in the world am I doing? Or what did she just say? Was there any of that kind of stuff?
I was probably more scared to give up a lot of the foods I love. And, I kind of thought it was going to be super hard, but, a year later, I'm still doing it. So I think that shows that it's not as hard as you think it is. So, yeah.
And you've mentioned it a couple of times where it kind of leads into the questions for the next part, but how you loved your sugar. And,
oh, yeah.
Right? But to let people know, added sugar is not fruit, and it's not from dairy. It's from added sources: honey, maple syrup, table sugar, that. And a lot of people get mixed up with what sugar really is. It's not natural, like from fruit. It's like added sugar. Okay. So some people keep getting that confused. All right. So we're going to go right to the questions. Oh, please. And I just messed up. Yep. Oh, I hate when I do that. I have to follow the arrows. Okay. So one negative thing I do not like about this system, because I got to move my things too much. Okay. So what ended up happening, right? What happened with your short course season? Well, I messed up. What happened with your long course season at the end of all of this? What happened with your short course season? And then obviously, I already put it out there, but then what happened at the end of all of that to get to your goals?
So for a long course, I first, was training, and automatically from when I started, I noticed a complete change. I was, more energetic in practice, was able to get through the sets. So I could tell an improvement in, my training. And then I went to meets like sectionals, and I dropped time in literally every event. And then I had three top three finishes at sectionals, one in the two back, the two free, and the mile. And those were up against, I got top three up against girls that were swimming in college, like for Ohio State. Cleveland State was there, I think, OU. So to be placing top three against girls that are, swimming collegiately was a pretty big deal. And then I went to Irvine, California for junior nationals. And that was just such an amazing experience. And I swam my 200 backstroke there. I qualified for the B final and ended up getting 15th. And if you don't know anything about junior nationals, it's 18 and under, kind of a national level meet, where the whole country goes to. So I was 15th in the 200 back, throughout the whole country at that meet. So that was a pretty cool experience. Um, and then leading into short course, I just kept the momentum going. I went to winter junior nationals, which was in the East. There's West and East, so I was at the East. And I finaled in 3 out of my 4 events, got all best times. I made the B final in the 200 free and the 200 back. And then I also made the A final in the 500 free. I dropped 5 seconds in my morning swim to earn a spot in the A final. And the special thing about that final was I got to swim against Summer McIntosh, which now she's the world record holder in the 400 freestyle long course meters. So that race was kind of equivalent to swimming next to someone, or I was like 2 lanes over from her, swimming next to someone who's basically like Katie Ledecky, and she beat me by like a lot, but still I did good. I got 4th place. And then that leads me to just around 2 months ago, we had our high school state championship meet. And I was the state runner up in the 200 freestyle. I had a best time that season at my district meet. I was a part of the 400 freestyle relay, the relay that won. And then I also was a contributor to the overall state team title for Dublin Jerome. So that's kind of where I am leaving off. And now, just in a little under 2 months, I'm going to be moving down to Kentucky to, attend the University of Kentucky and swim there. So that's kind of everything I've done in the last year. And I've improved significantly more than I probably would have improved if I didn't start this journey. So, yeah.
It's really neat because a lot of people will be just listening to this and not seeing it. Could you give us some insight about how your energy levels were and how you felt like just your, about yourself, like your confidence went before we started this. And then also, as you said, all these wonderful accolades, but also where were your times? And then, how much time did you end up taking off to get to this, to get to this step?
So for like energy, right off the bat in like practice, I just noticed I was just going times with that I could never go before with just like ease. And it was just super easy for me to go those times. And I was just going through practice just really smoothly. And then also, I know like for a lot of teenage girls, you look at your body. And for me, before I started this, I definitely like was not as happy with my body. So to start this and then notice how my body was changing, I was getting more muscular, I was looking more fit. That would just gain so much confidence in me. And I knew it was working because I could, see it. And then also, like, I would go back to Dawn's like every month or two and just see like my numbers compared to where I was at the beginning, and just to know that I was improving gave me so much confidence. And then for my times, let's see, I have my times here. For short course yards and the 200 free, I dropped 2 seconds. 500 free, I dropped 5 seconds. The mile, I dropped 26 seconds. 100 back, I dropped half a second. 200 back, I dropped 2 seconds. And those are similar for long course too. So yeah, like it just shows like through the numbers, through the science, through how you're looking. It just really shows that you're improving, and it just gave me a lot of confidence. So that.
And you came in, and this is a sticky point with some people who might hear this, or it's also like this in college. And even some parents might be listening. And when I talk about the bod pod and it measures body composition, we really focus on the positiveness and the leanness of where your lean weight is. How would you explain it through your eyes and your experience about talking about body composition? Do you feel it's a negative? Do you feel it's a positive? I would love your take on it. I know how I feel, but I'm not you as an athlete. How would you describe it to others or parents or coaches, how you took the body composition component?
Yeah, so basically, honestly, you kind of have to be ready to do the bod pod just for you. If you're not ready to gain that information that Dawn's going to give you, just don't do it. That's my opinion on it. But
Yep.
I was definitely, ready to learn that information, learn what my percent body fat was, learn what my lean muscle was. And I didn't really take it as a negative. I took that information as a positive. And you know it was, the way she, kind of talked with me about it, it was more positive, and just kind of like, well, if you want to reach this goal, we're gonna have to do this and this. And yeah, honestly, it was just really positive. And I don't know, like,
It's
it's
hard to
hard.
explain, right?
Yeah,
But
a
it wasn't
little.
a negative, because what it does, you're so 100% correct, is I even asked ladies and gentlemen, does it
Mhm.
bother you if you know your numbers? And if it does, I do not share it. But
Yeah.
I need to know it because I scientifically know where your lean weight needs to be, because that's going to make you faster. With Libby, we knew where she was and we knew her lean weight needed to be more. That's common with most females, not all. And then knowing that we needed to gain that lean weight, and then I knew through the nutrition she would get leaner and leaner with what I'm going to ask her in our on our questions. You're going to find out it's not about eating less. It's
Mm-hmm.
about usually eating more in the right mix. And that's what confuses people, because people can think about, well, if I'm going to get leaner, that means I need to eat less. And really, it usually means you just need to eat different things at the right times, and usually more, to get leaner. And it becomes more of a positive way to go forward than just saying, I would like to get faster. Now we have to get faster. Would you add on to any of that, or your experience with
Yeah.
that?
I would just say that I took all of my results and my information positively. Um, and also, I forget what I was gonna say. Um, that, oh, I forget what I was gonna say.
That's
Um,
okay.
yeah, wait, I took it positively. Um, and also I used those numbers to set goals on, how much muscle I was getting and everything, but not how I looked, if that makes sense. It's more about the numbers and trusting the numbers and all that. So,
Right. We're not looking at it as, are you heavier, or are you
yeah.
bigger, or are you heavier in body fat? It's about leanness. I always try to flip it. We're not talking about body fat. We're talking about leanness, being strong, being lean. And
Yeah.
having muscle creates that. And if you looked at Libby's picture, the other thing that I get from some is, oh, I'm going to look like a beast. I don't want to look like a beast. I go, or I don't want to have man muscles. I go, you have to have that much muscle to actually
Mm.
look muscular. Therefore, that means you would have to put on 30 or 40 pounds of muscle to look big. And did you fear that at all, or was that ever a concern?
Mm. Not really. I kind of, you know, I was kind of more relying on the numbers, and if I saw improvement in the numbers and my muscle mass, I really didn't care how I looked, to be honest. Um, yeah. Like what I was getting to before I, kind of dozed off was that I was looking more at the numbers and not how I looked. If the numbers were going my way and I was improving, that's all that really mattered to me. Um, so yeah, and it's not any type of, you have to look this certain way or that sort of way, and you have to do all of this. It's just more positive thinking, and just she kind of is like, well, if you want to reach these goals, you can eat all of this, and hopefully that'll, improve your trajectory with your lean muscle and all of that. So yeah.
And she got much faster. And the
Hmm.
exciting part is, we know where she's at. And I say with 100% certainty that University of Kentucky's got a gym there, because she's going to gain more lean weight, and she's going to continue to keep getting leaner by eating enough
Hmm.
and maximize. So she hasn't come close to her full potential. It's when they get close to those numbers, then I start floundering, because nobody teaches me all of this of, well, maybe you'd be better with one more pound of lean weight, but she's going to keep getting faster. I can't swim for her, and I can't be her sports psychologist, but I 100% believe she's going to get tons faster there. All right, I'm going to ask some fun questions. Describe a day in what you used to eat before you started all of this, because you mentioned all that wonderful added sugar, and a day you eat now.
Okay, well, honestly, a year ago, I couldn't even tell you what I ate in a whole day because I just would eat like random things, and I would eat whatever I wanted when I wanted. But some foods I would eat chewy granola bars, around like three of those a day. I would eat Go-Gurts. I would also eat like three of those a day. This might be a little weird, but I would eat just like slices of bread in the mornings just for like breakfast or if I wanted to snack. And then the worst is Uncrustables. I would eat like two Uncrustables a day. And I remember I told Dawn this at our first meeting, and she goes, "Do you realize Uncrustables have like 30 grams of sugar in it, and you're eating two a day? And you're only supposed to be having 30 grams of sugar a day?" So I was definitely going over the sugar limit and not eating anything really nutritionally like valuable. So that really explains why I wasn't gaining any muscle and why I was super tired. Um, so yeah, and then what I eat in a day now for breakfast, I have Kodiak waffles, triple zero yogurt, cashews, a fourth cup of it, and a banana. Then for lunch, I'll have spaghetti with strawberries. And then I'll also have a bagel with almond butter too. And then I'll have my pre workout snack before my practice, and that's popcorn, a protein shake, and a fruit leather. And then I'll come back for dinner. And I've actually been doing a really good job of mixing up my dinners because normally I just stick to the same thing every day. But you get tired of what you eat eventually. So sometimes I'll have pasta if I didn't eat it that day. I'll have steak with rice and vegetables. I'll have a cooked broccoli. I like peas. I'm really do not like vegetables, so sometimes I'll have athletic greens, which is like a powder that you put into water, like a smoothie, and it gets you more like vegetables and greens in your diet. And then after dinner for my late night snack, I'll have either a smoothie. If I didn't have athletic greens that day, I'll put the athletic greens in my smoothie with like strawberry, bananas, and like milk. And then, or I'll have like oatmeal or something like that. So definitely what I eat now is not what I ate a year ago, and it's a lot better. So yeah.
And do you feel like it's more fuel or less fuel than you used to eat?
Definitely more. Um, it feels like you're just constantly eating and eating all the time. Um, and every meal or snack I have sets me up really well for the practice I'm about to have. Like my pre-practice snack before I have swim practice in the afternoon, or even just like my dinner and my late night snacks really sets me up for morning practices. So um
Mhm.
hopefully that answers.
Oh, yeah. And I think people hearing it, right? Because again, some people think, oh, you have to eat less, and how you were getting leaner and gaining more lean weight and getting leaner was by eating more of the
I
right things at the right times. And a big thing
definitely,
for females, especially, is protein, enough protein, and then healthy fat.
yes. I
Okay.
was not eating enough protein at all, and now I have so much.
And you need the protein to put on the muscle. It doesn't matter. Once in a blue moon, you get somebody, there's females out there, even males, who they just have so much more testosterone and growth hormone that they really don't need to lift that much weight. And that's just how it goes. But that's not the majority of people.
Mhm.
All right, we do have a question. So I don't know what the question is. Oh, what protein shakes do you have for your pre-practice snack, Libby?
I have the Orgain protein shakes. I drink the chocolate ones, so they're really good.
Wonderful. So those are the Orgain organic, and they have plant-based, and then they have grass-fed. It's very good. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you balance your nutritional needs as an athlete with your personal food preferences and lifestyle in high school?
Yes. Definitely for the athlete part, I would say getting all the calories you need to have in that day. Um, and then for my personal preferences, like I said, I have a major sweet tooth and I'm kind of a picky eater. So it was definitely like balancing it was accommodating for those needs. So for example, I like spaghetti a lot, but we switched in, regular pasta for Barilla Protein Plus pasta, spaghetti sauce with marinara sauce, ground beef with more lean turkey, things like that. And then also, like, I love yogurt. So we were like, okay, I need a healthier yogurt. Let's do Greek yogurt. And I eat the 000 yogurt and vanilla. I have just plain vanilla 000 yogurt. And I don't know, Dawn, isn't that like more like it has something in it to make it like
Oh,
taste more
sweeter.
sugary? Yeah.
Yeah. So it
So
has stevia. Yeah. And
yeah.
stevia tends to make it sweet, but not the added sugar.
So things like that just kind of, feeds my need for like it tastes sweet, so yeah, it's sweet, things like that. So that's kind of how I've balanced it. It's just kind of finding things to replace with what were like eating before. So
Right. And that's the trick, right? I listen to what you liked and try to go, okay, I can find many things that could be close. And then you feel like you're not giving up tons of stuff.
mm,
It
yeah,
and the cleaner you eat, right? Would you agree to that? Or what do you think about that?
yeah, it definitely like starting, I thought I was gonna give up like so many things, but honestly, it's just finding replacements for those things, and it doesn't really seem like I'm changing that much. So, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yay. All right. Next question is talk about a time when you noticed the sports nutrition and testing were playing a critical role in your performance or recovery.
Um, Honestly, off the bat, I noticed it was making a difference, especially in the summer when we had to wake up for morning practices. I noticed, you think you would be super tired at morning practice and just kind of a little bit sluggish, but because of what I ate the night before, I was just ready to go and I had amazing morning practices. And then also, I noticed that it really helped on days I had triple practices. So I'd swim in the morning, swim in the afternoon, and then I had lifting after swim. And, I could just tell that the food I was eating was just helping me get through all those practices, um, and just help me recover too after a jam-packed day like that. So that's kind of how it helped me.
All right. Next question. Okay. What are some common misconceptions about sports nutrition and testing that you have encountered as an athlete during this process?
Um, I would say the big one is, you know, especially for me starting this and then my friends who kind of know I'm going through this process, it kind of seems a little intimidating and that I'm a little crazy for doing this and they think I'm, hardcore dieting when honestly I'm not. Like I said before, it's just, making accommodations for the foods you liked before and just finding healthier options. So that's kind of the misconceptions I've noticed. It's people just kind of shy away from it because they think it's really scary, but it's really not.
You hit upon a hot button that I have happen. What kind of advice can you give to other swimmers out there? Because I see this in males and female swimmers about that change in your nutrition and that comment you made about what they were saying to you. How did you handle that? And yeah, how did you handle that?
Um, for the most part with my friends, I just kind of, didn't really talk to them much about it because I was just afraid they would just kind of think it's over the top. I don't know. Um, But for some advice I would give for people trying to consider sports nutrition and testing is that the decision to go through with this and go through with testing has to be your decision and your own decision for you. Nobody else can tell you to do this. You have to do it on your own. And then you have to, have the motivation, the discipline on your own to do this. And there's going to be hard days and good days and days where you follow your meal plan correctly and days where you don't. And to just kind of go with the flow with everything, try your best, and give yourself grace sometimes. Nobody's perfect. That's kind of the advice I would give for people, and that it's really not that scary, and anyone can do it.
And when you say get grace, right? I never expected perfection. I totally believe you need to have some fun stuff, right? I call them freebies. Because if anybody's trying to eat perfect, they go, that's not okay. That's not normal. That's not healthy. We need to have some good stuff. And even one a day or a couple a week or a meal. So that way it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
But now, now you are with doing what you do now. And you're going off to UK to swim. And now you look back at your old self. What would you say to people now? If you could go back to being who you are today, just even several months ago, what would you tell them? Would you tell them something? Would you say anything differently to those ones that you might have shied away from? Or would you just do the same thing over again? What would you do?
Honestly, I don't think I would shy away from talking about this because it's made such an impact in my life personally. And even if, you take the swimming part out of it, it's developed so many life skills for me on how to eat healthy that I'll take with me even after I swim. So I would definitely be more open to talking about it, if I was myself, even a year ago, 3 months ago. Um, because honestly, it's made such an impact in my life that I think it could really help other people too. So, yeah.
Wonderful, which kind of leads into the next question. We might have answered it already, but I'll ask it, and if we're redundant, we are. What advice would you give to young athletes who are just starting to consider the role of sports nutrition and testing in their training and performance?
Yeah, like I would say, it just has to be your own decision for yourself. Um, and that's gonna be hard, but you can do anything you set your mind to. And that it really works and you just have to give it time.
And what advice would you give the parents?
I would say be supportive, and also patient. I know the first couple months for me, my mom was constantly buying different kinds of foods, going to the grocery store, and that could, make someone kind of impatient with someone because you're trying all these foods and you might not like them and all this stuff, but to just be patient, and once your kid finds the foods that works for them, it just will make such a difference. And also just being supportive. You can't push anything on your kid. They have to decide to do it for themselves, but if you're just supportive while they're going through this, it just makes the world's difference. So that's kind of the advice I would give parents.
Wonderful. All right. So here we go. This is the fun part. We're doing the sports nutrition game to tell us your favorites in 60 seconds or less. I'm going to list a food group and I gave you the things ahead of time, and you're just going to tell me, what is your favorite? Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start the timer. Here we go. Favorite fruit?
Strawberries.
Favorite non-starchy vegetable?
Cooked broccoli.
Favorite grain, starch, or complex carb?
I like bagels.
Favorite protein?
Steak.
Favorite healthy fat?
avocado.
Favorite pre-practice snack?
Probably my fruit leathers.
Favorite pre-practice meal?
Um, I don't even know. I like having a bagel with almond butter. I like protein shake, popcorn, fruit leather, all this stuff.
Okay. All right. Favorite during the swim meet? What are some of your favorite snacks you would have during your swim meet?
Ooh, cashews, fruit leathers. I love Cliff Bars. Those
All
are
right. We're still
probably my
going.
favorite.
We're still
Okay.
going. Or what would be a fluid? What would be a favorite fluid during your swim meet?
I like Gatorade a lot. And also every night I have tart cherry juice.
Got it. What's your favorite post-recovery snack and post-recovery meal? It could be at a swim meet or after a practice.
Um, Snack, would chocolate milk count?
Yes.
Yes, chocolate milk. And then a meal. I like any type of dinner, honestly, like my pasta.
That's favorites, right? Okay.
Yes.
And now the fun part, your favorite freebie or junk food snack and your favorite like junk food freebie meal.
Uh, well, I really like ice cream. So if I had to have a freebie, it would be ice cream. And
Love
then
it.
for
And
a
meal.
meal, definitely Cane's. Uh,
What's your
even
number? What do you order?
a caniac, obviously.
And do you eat the sauce or not?
I don't. I don't like the
Oh,
sauce. And I
okay.
know this is controversial, but their fries are like my favorite. I don't even know why. They're not even that special. Everyone loves the Texas toast, but I like the fries.
I love it. There you go. You did good. We didn't hit the 60 seconds, but at least they kept us
Yeah.
on point, you know? All right. Libby, any final words for the audience today?
Um, I would just say that it's been really nice, getting to share my opinions and my journey on this. And that if you're considering all of this, I would definitely do it because it just makes the world's difference. And yeah, it was really fun doing this.
Libby, you're awesome. I want to say thank you to everybody as well. And even people I've worked with at Libby, it has been awesome working with you. And I'm so excited to see how you do in the future. But no matter what you accomplish in the pool, I know 100% that you're going to just kick gluteus maximus, minimus, and medius in this journey ahead of you, whatever you decide to do. And it's been a pleasure that you've made me a part of your journey. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
been a
you. That's so
pleasure and it's
sweet.
been fun. It's been fun. And I mean it. Yeah, I can talk too much. So I'm going to cut it off there. All right.
Hopefully that was good. I was a little scared to do this, but
Yep, and she
it was
followed it. So
it
you
was
guys,
worth
we're
it.
going to answer questions, but before that, your game and taste the transformation. I appreciate you attending the Food for Speed podcast with Dawn Weatherwax, the owner of Sports Nutrition to Go, and Dawn Weatherwax's Sports Nutrition Academy.